Hello, greetings to everybody, wherever you're watching from. My name is Alfred Owusu, and today is September 18th, 2021. Welcome to the Ghana Agenda. Today we have a packed show for you. We'll be talking about three things. We have a special guest all the way from Ghana who'll be joining us in person of Fred Agbanyo. He's the International Relations Director of NDC. He's in town, and we'll be talking to him. But three things we'll be talking about today. Today, we want to talk about the lessons learned from the arrest of Owusu Bempah, Reverend Owusu Bempah, in this case, who has made certain comments, threatened Agrada, and has been picked up by the police since released. What have we learned as a country from that? Topic number two would be about the do or die comments made by former President Mahama. Is he preaching violence? Is that a comment that should be coming from somebody who has ruled a country before and who is intending to return to power? We'll interrogate that and get into the bottom of what he actually meant by do or die. And the last thing we want to talk about is a revisit to Agenda 111, which is comprising of 111 hospitals to be built in Ghana. It's a vision that the president says, when realized, would make Ghana center of excellence for healthcare and a destination for medical tourism. We will interrogate that. When should Ghanaians expect to see these hospitals delivered? We will take a quick break and check the green room to see if my guests are in. When we get back, we will start our conversation. If you haven't already done so, please share the link and tell a friend to tell a friend that the Ghana Agenda is back. We've been off for 3 weeks, taking care of other businesses and getting some rest. But we missed you, and we want to make sure that we have a great lineup of programs for you for the last quarter of the year. So if you haven't already done so, please share the link. We'll be right back to interrogate the topics we table for discussion.
Before, if you want to send money to Kumasi, unless you go to the bus station, then you put the money on the envelope and they'll send it to Kumasi, and then you call the family that you send the money. So maybe 2 hours or 4 hours, they come to the bus station to collect the money. But now it's so easy. When I send them the money, they don't need to go nowhere. They just stand my village and collect the money, cash from the mobile money. So I think that much helps.
For business, and it's safer because you not carry much money on your hand due to a lot of armed robber and things. Maybe you can encounter them on the way. So if you have only your phone, they can't take it, and even if they take it, they can't cash the money. So I think it's very good and it's safer. Yeah.
I want somebody to buy beads for me at the beads market. So the money I give to the person, it's like the person has run out of the money. So the person called me to send him some money to buy extra beads. So within 3 minutes, I sent the person the money, and the person was able to buy the beads at the market. And I love it.
Okay, so you've heard the introduction of world remits to Ghana, and people are able to send money between cities. If you're in Kumasi, you need to send money to somebody in Accra. It is possible now. The place to go and do that is World Remit. Download the app on Apple App Store or in Google Play and be able to send money to your loved ones and friends in Ghana. Okay, so we are waiting for my guest to join. But just to go over the topics we'll be talking about today is one, lessons learned from the arrest and release of Reverend Owusu Bempah, who's renowned. Some people called him the nation's pastor. We'll get into the details and discuss, whether even that is a role that should be given to any individual in Ghana. But anyway, and we'll also be talking about the do or die comments that former President Mahama made. What does he mean? Is he preaching violence, or is he just one of the sloganism that goes with our politics? Should that be treated with, the seriousness with which the party in government is treating that? Is that equivalent to do the comment made by the president that says do or die? So we'll be talking about the president's comment of all die be die. So we'll be talking about this. We'll be assisted by Paul Disosu, Efa Amayao, Lifetime Legacy, and we have a special guest in a person of Fred Agbanyo, who will be joining us to discuss some NDC politics and what his views are on some of the things that we will be talking about today. The last thing we want to talk about today is Agenda 111, which will see 111 hospitals built in Ghana. This is a vision that the president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, says, if realized, will make Ghana the destination for medical tourism. When are we going to see these hospitals is the question we want to ask. Of course, there's going to be 101 district hospitals out of that, 2 psychiatric hospitals, 7 regional hospitals, and the Accra Psychiatric Hospital is expected to be redeveloped out of that. And we also know that the architect Ajayi Associates is designing all the 111 district hospitals. So when are these hospitals going to be realized? The questions we are asking. So we've already started getting comments, but okay, I'm going to take one last quick break just to make sure everybody is in the green room, and then I'll bring them on so that we can start the conversation. So if you don't mind, take a deep breath, get your water, get your juice, whatever you drink, get that ready. Please forward our links to your friends and loved ones who would also benefit from the program. Again, this is the Ghana Agenda, and my name is Alfred Owusu. We will be right back.
Before, if you want to send money to Kumasi, unless you go to the bus station, then you put the money on the envelope and they'll send it to Kumasi, and then you call the family that you send the money. So maybe 2 hours or 4 hours, they come to the bus station to collect the money. But now it's so easy. When I send them the money, they don't need to go nowhere. They just stand my village and collect the money, cash from the mobile money. So I think that much helps.
For business, and it's safer because you not carry much money on your hand due to a lot of armed robber and things. Maybe you can encounter them on the way. So if you have only your phone, they can't take it, and even if they take it, they can't cash the money. So I think it's very good and it's safer. Yeah.
I want somebody to buy beads for me at the beads market. So the money I give to the person, it's like the person has run out of the money. So the person called me to send him some money to buy extra beads. So within 3 minutes, I sent the person the money, and the person was able to buy the beads at the market. And I love it.
All right, so you heard it. Now you can send money in Ghana using World Remit. You know, it was limited to us in the United States. We were able to have send money several times to World Remit. I love their services. You can go straight into a person's bank account, or you can have your loved ones just show up at any of their locations and really pick their money. It's that easy, it's that simple. And now that service is also available, just like you send Momo to your friends and families. Now you are able to use World Remit to do the same in Ghana. If you haven't already done so, please go to your Apple App Store. If you have an Apple phone, to download the World Remit application app, so you can use whenever you want to send money. You can also do the same if you use a Google or Android phone, to download the same application and be able to set up your account so that you can continue to send money to loved ones, friends, both those in secondary school, university, who need money to buy books and etc., so that they can continue to pursue their dreams of getting sound, good education. I have my guests now, so I'm going to bring them in so that we can discuss the topics we table for today. So the first person I want to bring in here is my own brother, Ato, who's been helping us digest some of the critical issues that we talk about week by week on the Ghana Agenda. Dr. Ato, welcome to the Ghana Agenda again. And I know you've taken some rest for these last 3 weeks, and I'm happy to see you again. Do you have a few words you want to say before we get into the program?
Thank you. It's always a pleasure joining you. And I like your fashion sense. The way you dress up for this program is really on point. So keep it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. By the way, my clothes are usually designed by Odiniho. So if you're interested, reach out to me and I'll get, the link to Odiniho, and he will take your measurements and you will be looking like me before you know it. So thanks for that compliment. Appreciate it. Let me also bring in Paul Disosu of the NDC Massachusetts chapter. I had an opportunity to meet Paul over last weekend for the first time in real life. And I was so pleased that he was able to show up for an event that we both attended. Paul, great to see you again on the show, and I'm happy to have met you over the weekend. Any few words you want to say, and greetings to my fans and viewers before we start the program?
Thank you very much, Alfred, and I appreciate the opportunity once again to be here. And my good friend, Dr. Ato, I pray that he be very neutral today, because I know his political leaning. He should not try to play mischief and propaganda here. He is here this afternoon as a neutral guest, so I expect him to do that. As much as I expect him to do that, I'm waiting for my brother Ifa. Ifa has been making a lot of noise on the platform, and I want to meet him today. He should come here and show me that Okra Minu Minu. We all have Minu Minu this afternoon. We will see how the program will go. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for those words. I love it. All right, so let me bring the other panelist who's always helping us digest the issues as well. In the person of Lifetime Legacy. I also had opportunity to meet Lifetime Legacy over last weekend, and it's great to see him in person, and again to see him here today supporting the Ghana Agenda. Lifetime Legacy, any few words, greetings to our viewers before we start the program?
Yeah, I want to appreciate our viewers for making time to watch us every Saturday. And also would like to appreciate Dr. Ato. Over the couple of 3 weeks now, we've not been able to have discussion. I really miss him and Ifa. And like my senior comrade, Paul said, we are all looking forward that he'll come and join us for us to have a successful discussion. At the end of it, it's all about our country, Ghana, where he and I can call home when all is said and done.
Right. Great introduction there. Okay, so we've just been joined by Honorable Amayao Efa himself, whom is on the receiving end of 2 comments already. Mr. Efa, if you can hear me, I know your video is not showing yet, but if you can hear me, if you could turn on your video, and I'd like to take your greetings, few words from you before we start the show. Can you hear me, Efa? Okay, he's not responding yet. But guys, come in the following weeks, we will be having some, interesting special guests coming to join us. Today, we are expecting the Deputy International Relations Director of NDC in the person of Fred Agbanyo. He's promised to join the show. I'm still looking at my phone every minute just to ensure that he has sent me a message that he's ready to join. But hopefully he will join us soon. And we would like to ask him some NDC politics and also, to comment on some of the things we tabled today for discussion. Following that, we are expecting the communications director of NDC in the person of Sami Jemfi. We are working hard in the background to see if we can bring him on as well. So, wish me luck. And if we succeed, he will be joining us perhaps maybe next week or a week after. And the MPP is also bringing a communications person in, I think his name is Kofi Owusu Bempah. And hopefully we get to bring him to join our show as well. So it's going to be very busy in a few weeks to come, and I would indulge all your cooperations and that you'll be joining after they come and do their presentations to give me some reactions to what you hear. So thanks for joining today. Effa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Great, I can hear you, but your picture is out. If you can bring.
Yeah, I am driving, so.
Okay, great. So we'll do with your phone until you are able to get your picture in.
Right, but you wanted me to say something, right?
Yeah, sure. Go introduce yourself and give us, greetings to our audience and all preliminary comments before we start the show.
Absolutely. My first greetings goes to you. Second to Ato, and then I wanted to put Paul last, but I can't put live is before Paul. So, Paul, greetings and all that. Yeah, today we've come on to make sure that we contribute towards the development of the country. No propaganda. We can do our politics, but let's do politics with some truth and with some conscience. And so we are here. Let's make sure that this show, Ghana Agenda, becomes the best in the world. Thank you. Greetings to the listeners. They should chip in and let us all enjoy the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So just a quick recount of what we've tabled for discussion today. One is lessons learned from the Owusu Bempah arrest and subsequent release. I have a tape that I'm going to play from, what actually occurred. And then I'll take your comments on it. What I really wanted to hear is, how do you think, because in our policing in Ghana is such that this type of things happen and nothing really happens. Nobody gets arrested. But this time around, Owusu Bempah, who is, very popular in our country, has relationship with people in high office, has been arrested, actually locked up for at least 4 or so days before being released. And still have to go to court and defend himself against the allegations leveled against him. So I want to have your take on whether you think that signal some kind of change in our policing to you. So let me play that video. We'll come back and then have a chop on it.
Me want me fear. If you are a man, you should enter the house. Me want me fear. You are a man, you should enter the house now. Me want me fear. Me say me prof. If you are a man, you should come here. If you are a man, you should come. If you are a man, you should come. Owusu Bempah ba me fear so be come. Ghana police. Owusu Bempah also be come. I the me fear. Me am in here. Me come here. More body fear. Me bonten. When you Bempah, you should come out. Tell me what your Bempah, you should come here. And I'm a fool so be slow. Me want life, man, yes, hey, see ya. Cause Ghana, you're the police for na be logo come. We won't see Ghana police is working. Cause see am penny suffer. As a G boys, I'm robbers. I be go be fee.
It's me on a police for the buy. And I'm say, oh, Papa, Eddie Assem. And I'm church assembly in actual police. Me church assembly police for no so commander the say, open so kuni. Na kon me di. And I'm say, agrada no. And also commander the frere. And Ghana for any more police from Mujina agrada di matim. Eti agrada ni kan en ko police for no. What you say? Me tell agrada police for na kofana. Me ankasa me nanti akọ. Because some police at that chimney that's my father. Over the bar. That's my father. So who know on to shame so na fi se bitro ma. Anka agrada be ba be jama nim.
Papa ntinka agrada be jina we numu anka de ne besi.
Allah ko be jira se o be jira. On to me ko.
Now I'm telling you say agrada. Me yesa me fi no na master se me fi no. Woni me se me na agrada am. Me na agrada am. Woni ade am chiwade so bi bebie na no aka se opa Asia. Obetimi edi ma.
Papa na that means on a true challenge no.
On a true challenge so me pa me mro be twa and I'm a buyer, let me feel so power and commit my bed to a shop. But my question if you anymore, I couldn't feel. Oh, so I have to one. Madam, I want this and if you're on the moon, I don't do free. I have to.
All right. So, yeah. So, first of all, I wanted to, take the opportunity to apologize for those words that you've heard where Agrada was insulting and, using colorful words on the Reverend. And, we don't associate with any of those words. So we apologize for those words, but you've heard him. It appears my tree is not good, but from what I'm hearing, it appears there is a problem between Agrada and Owusu Bempah, to which Agrada, cited Owusu Bempah, asking him to come to his house if he's a man, and Owusu Bempah obliged. Went to the house with a couple of people, accompanied him, and he also issued some threats, including things like he would make sure Agrada disappears, that Agrada that the police couldn't arrest him, for police to arrest him, that would never happen. And even there were tapes that showed him on other occasions talking about how he's related with people in power, and that if you are a wise person living in Ghana, that you should make sure people in Ghana are satisfied by your gifts to them, etc. And whenever you get into trouble, nothing will happen to you. They will see it, but they will turn their eye the other way. All this, and he got arrested, and then subsequently got released. So my question to you, and let me start from afar, since you are representing the government here. Does this signal a change in how policing is done in Ghana? And should we say this marks the day, or this begins the day where people in Ghana, highly popular people in Ghana, can just say things with impunity and walk away? To you, Efa. Okay, I don't know if Efa is listening. Efa, can you hear me? If Efa is not ready, then let's take.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, great. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What was your question again?
So the question is, do you think this signal a change in how policing is done in Ghana, where popular people in Ghana can just say, all kinds manners of things, threaten people, including saying things like, they cannot be arrested, and they walk with impunity. Nothing happens to them. Do you think what we saw with Owusu Bempah's arrest signals a change in policing in Ghana?
Okay, right. Thank you very much. So Owusu Bempah has been arrested and has been arrested on specific charges.
Right.
A lot of things are being read into it. So if you look at the tape, or if you watch the tape that you just played, right?
Right.
Somebody is throwing a challenge to you. There's blah, 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 and stuff like that. I've always told people that, you see, when you have a quarrel with somebody, and you want to solve it, or you want to respond to that, there are two issues to that that kind of back and forth with that person being insult or whatever? Are you going there that after your return, everything, like you don't hear it again, or you are going there to escalate the whole show? And, the second one is what we saw. You went there and the thing escalated. So there are issues of threat. There's another video. Can you hear me? Alfred, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So there's another video where people were threatening and saying they have a gun, blah, blah, blah. And all that. So in the country, we have, a threat to life, threat to this, and blah, blah, blah. So when such things happen, then the police would have to act. So the police acted and Owusu Bempah got arrested. You see, the issue with Owusu Bempah asking the police, if somebody has made a complaint and you are being arrested, you see, you cannot question the police that you have to do this and this before this and this and that. Go there, state your case, and when they look through and you are supposed to be released or whatever, they will do it. It speaks to some level of power that some people have arrogated to themselves because they know somebody or because they are connected to power. Where it came, this video that you played, where he was telling people that you gotta get connected and blah blah blah. I was really disappointed in such statement. You don't build a country like that. You don't build a nation based on trying to corrupt the system and getting your way out. And we all will agree that his arrest means that all that he was saying were total lies. That you cannot sit down there and assume certain power for yourself in the country. So that is that. Now, the question of this being a new way of policing and all that, you see, the police are there to protect us. Me and you will agree that, yes, previously there has been some people making statements and going here that they've been either let go or the police have looked the other way. So if in this case, somebody, quote unquote, so powerful as Owusu Bempah has been arrested, then yes, something is happening in the police. And that is good for us. That, no matter who you are, no matter what you think, connections you have, wherever place, that you cannot do certain things and get away with it. So this is good news. This is good news for us. And it warns all the people out there that be careful what you say. Be careful. Don't think that because of whatever, you think of yourself that you can go out there and do whatever you want. No, it is unacceptable. And I am against the way some people are going around in circles about the whole thing. We have been talking about whether it is the pastors on radio doing this, blah, 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 whether it is these pagan worshippers on radio doing this, blah, blah. We've been seeing impunity upon impunity. But the moment the system begins to work, then we want to read meaning into it and we want to say all sorts of things to twist it, to give it a political name, to give it a political agenda and all that kind of stuff. That is shameful, that is irresponsible, and we need to build a society for ourselves.
All right.
If you have a problem with Agrada, why won't you report him? Why do you want to go there and show manpower? Whatever? If it is the case of the spirit, you don't need to go there for the person to physically see you to work. If what they say about the spirit is true, you could be there and do your spiritual stuff and it will work. So all these hula balu, Owusu Bempah brought it upon himself, whatever it is. I think that as far as the law and the institutions of state are concerned, they are protecting power, they are protecting the citizens, and for me, it is a good thing, and we must commend the police and urge them on to make sure that they bring discipline in the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so let me go to Paul. Paul, no, the same question to you. Do you think this is a one-off, or this is a signal that the Ghanaian police has changed the way they police Ghanaians, especially those ones that are powerful and able to say all kinds of things and get away with them?
Well, thank you very much, Alfred. And for the first time, I'll give my brother IFA 8/10. He has done a good job by being very, very non-political to analyze the issue. I agree with him with all the analysis he made. And I think, I will urge him that, he continued that in everything that happened in the country. He has been very, very, very non-political this afternoon, and I intend going that route. But the question I have this afternoon is, when did the police started noticing that they need to bring order into the system? Look, this is a man who went into a radio station to attack Mugabe on air. This issue was reported to the police headquarters. Nothing was done about it. This is a man that went waywire, casting insinuations, making allegations that the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has planned to stage a coup, and he was going to kill the president and he himself and Kennedy Japan. He mentioned some few names. Kofi Adam reported this incident to the police at the National Police Headquarters. What has happened to that case? Is it today that the police have seen that they've allowed this man to be a thorn in their flesh and that they have to put him into order? As Efa said, no matter what the lady has done to this man has no right to go to her house with guns and his pastors holding guns to threaten him, to threaten her. He has no that right. I am very happy that he was being arrested, detained for 4 days, and this should send a signal to all of us that nobody is above the law. And this place, I will recommend the new IGP, Dr. Dampare, for putting his foot down to ensure that law and order prevail. Look, my brother, a lot of these religious leaders, not this man alone. I don't like Owusu Bempah, and I will never like him because of the way he does his things, the way he talks, the way he casts insinuations, the way a man of God comes.
Is that because it's MPP?
It's not because of MPP. He has it's not because he's an MPP. He has declared his time. We all know he's an MPP member. He's Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo's prophet who gave him Atebeng Pembe when he won the president. We know that. But look, this man comes on air and attack and insult people. And as a religious person, this is the first time I'm seeing a religious man doing such a thing. Let me put it on record here that he, Owusu Bempah, has challenged me on Asempa before. When I told him the prophecy he's giving is a fake prophecy, he said me, I'm a small boy, he's going to deal with me in the spirit. He was not able to do anything with me. Look, let's put it on record. We are all children of God. He can claim he's a prophet. I don't believe he's a prophet. Other people might believe Ifa, might believe in him, but I don't believe in him. And let me also set the record over here. Whether he's an NDC prophet or I don't believe in all those people. Look, for once, let's allow the law to prevail. And I think the Ghana Police Service did a good job by showing him that he is not above the law. Prior to this incident, there was a video going around where he's stating and he was telling his church people that he has the police service, he has the how do you call it, the BNI in his pocket and the police people in his pocket. And I'm happy that the police has proved to him that he can never have them in his pocket. I hope and I pray that this case goes to its logical conclusion. I hope Monday, when they go to the court, the judge will not be transferred. I hope when they go to court on Monday, they will not play political gimmicks with this case and then make it a foolish case. We want this case to go to its logical conclusion. The charges that were pressed against him was unlawful attack and attacking a police officer. Those are the things that are the charges that have been pressed on him. And I expect the Attorney General, they should not play politics with this. They should take MPP NDC out. We should deal with him to set an example to other men of God and other citizens who think they have connections in government, so therefore they can take the law onto their own hand and misbehave and play any political game with the system. I am happy that the new IGP, Dampare, Dr. Dampare, is taking and is bringing sanity into the police system. My
Okay.
fear for him is that I don't think he will be confirmed because of what he has done. If he's been confirmed, I'll be very happy for him. But you remember the last time we heard the show, I stated on this show that he is a fine gentleman and we are going to support him to bring sanity and clean the system. And I
Right.
believe if he goes on the path he has started, he will be one of the best IGP that Ghana is going to have, if only he will be retained. So for me,
Right.
I mean, this is a lesson for Owusu Bempah. This is a lesson to him to know that he is not above the law. He should behave moving forward. He should speak as a man of God. He should behave
Okay.
as a man of God and stop behaving as a street boy. This is
Okay.
what I will end it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for those great submissions and your support for the IGP and the hope that we all share that this case goes to its logical conclusion without any interference. Let me bring in Lifetime Legacy. Lifetime Legacy. You've heard FR. You've heard our brother Paul Disosu. Putting their submissions. What do you say? Do you think that by this arrest that Dr. Dampari's police have signaled to the general public that the days of making threats and insinuatory comments and getting away with it are over?
Thank you, Alfred. To our listeners and also my co-panelists. I think for the first time, the Ghana police have won my respect in the sense that knowing very well that this man we are talking about is the friend to the president, they were able to arrest him and then dealt with him the way they did. I also will congratulate the president, even though I'm not a fan of him, for looking on, not using his powers to prevent the police from doing their lawful duty. So I also congratulate the president in that regard. You see, perceived great men are always humbled by women. We are all in the country where we know how Owusu Bempah have been on radio insulting everybody, most especially the person who have been at the receiving end most is the former president, John Mahama.
Right.
The least opportunity he gets, he goes around to insult him, say all manner of things about him. Mahama never reacted. He never showed any sign of pain. But you see how Owusu Bempah at the right time have been dealt with. Not by a man, by a woman. That is how God does his things. Christianity is becoming, for me, a joke in Ghana now. If we have the likes of Owusu Bempah, who will continue having congregation every Sunday to preach their word to them, for me, I see it as a joke. I am surprised that till now, people don't see that Owusu Bempah and his likes, it's a business that they are engaging in, but they don't have anything meaningful to offer Ghanaians as far as religion is concerned. And we are all looking for a day where Ghanaians will come to realize that some of these pastors, they are in for business, but not for their spiritual growth. The police, I think, have done so well. Like my senior comrade, Paul said, we all will keep our fingers crossed, be watching, and hoping that there will not be any interference from the government. The way they have started, I will encourage them to continue same, so that this man, they will use the law to the letter for us all to see the outcome of this issue. This can also bring sanity to the country, and also will send a clear signal to the likes of Owusu Bempah that gone are the days they can do some of these things and got away with it. There's a new dawn. And I think what also might probably have provoked the police to act the way they did is the bragging on radio and on air that he owns the police and the national security BNI in his pocket. I think probably that can also be one of the reasons the police want to prove themselves that, hey, we are not in your pocket, and for that matter, you cannot control us. So I hope and pray that as the police have started, Dampari have started, I don't know much about him, but the few literature I've read about him and his actions nowadays give me a clear indication that if the government decided that they will stay off their long hand from the police service, then we all look for a great police service. I hope that they will do a great job.
Thank you so much for those comments and submissions. We are being watched by 110 people at this point, and we are grateful. Let me bring in Ato Komina. Ato, you are my neutral buddy. And I guess my question to you is, we are all hoping that, going forward, that people wouldn't just get away with anything. But do you think this is, just the same question I'm asking everybody, do you think this shows some type of a mark that Dampari is serious, that, you just can't do anything and get away with it? Or do you think this is just a one-off? Because sometimes we get to see, the police or people in power showing example out of one person, and then they go back to sleep. But do you see, by the things happening in the country currently, that this new IGP means business?
Again, regards to your listeners and regards to the co-panelists for today, in regards to this issue, it is really interesting that with the new IGP, we have seen some changes. Notably, when the demonstration happened, he actually met with demonstrators to have a review of what transpired in the demonstration.
That's right.
This is the second attempt at him ensuring that the laws are being followed. But before I start, it's really interesting that religion, I think Karl Marx talked about religion being the opium of the people. And as such, some of these people, they have a large following.
Right.
And also the irony is that you would think that the lady who is now professing Christ would be having issues with another apostle. That I thought that because the lady is now professing Christ, she used to be in the traditional religion and then she's now professing Christ. That like a apostle Owusu Bempah would actually go to her house in pomp and pageantry to welcome her into the Christianity religion. Right. On the other hand, we are seeing videos of people talking about killing one another, fighting one another, and it's the braggadocio that he's really like exhibiting in the clear view of Ghanaians to see that he probably thinks is untouchable.
Right.
I have listened to him so many times. Sometimes the comments he makes in the past are not befitting of any minister of the gospel in Ghana or anywhere else. And I would wish that if Nanado would dissociate himself from this man because of what he is doing right now. You cannot associate yourself with a pastor who threatens ladies. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Going forward, I feel like he was treated with a really large hammer because of I don't know if this case is treated as a criminal matter or just a civil matter, because he spent so many days without bail. I thought it was a bailable offense. But it all shows the way he spoke about police and how he probably has it in his pocket. So going forward, I think the IGP is doing a really good job. We cannot just say that he said A, B, C in the past. Yes, that is true. Doesn't mean that going forward we cannot have the laws to working in Ghana. I think the police would have to set up, because if you make comments like the ex-president is trying to kill people and nothing is done, people will see this as, okay, this is just a very simple issue. Someone goes to someone's house and there's an argument. Why are you treating him like this? But then the police is working again. So as a country, we should embrace what the police is doing, and then we would be able to tell if this is like a one-day wonder in subsequent issues. And like my brother said, that I wish that the laws would deal with him accordingly, so that we all know that they're really serious about this matter. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for that submission. We wish that the laws would deal with him and definitely have this matter come to a logical conclusion without any interference. So what I want to do now is read comments, and then we'll take a quick break. We'll come back to talk about the comments made by the former President Mahama, where he says the next election is going to be do or die at the police station. Is he inciting violence in those comments?
Mr. Fedamusu, one quick question.
Yeah.
I just hope, and I know my good friend Ifa, that he's not in the pocket of Owusu Bempah, because Owusu Bempah listed a number of people who are in his pocket. So I just hope my friend Ifa, who I have a lot of respect, is not in the pocket of Owusu Bempah.
I don't think he's
please,
in his
I want to
pocket,
know from you. I want you to declare it over here that you are not in the pocket of Owusu Bempah. Please, Ifa.
No, that's a bad question. I don't think it's in his pocket, and we wouldn't let that go. So we'll take quick comments. I'll be back. Regina is watching us. Regina, thanks for watching. He says, hi, Alfred. Our own Dr. Edward Ofori, Managing Director of ACO Radio, is watching, and he says Ghana Agenda is the best political show, and we agree with him. Regina again came back to say, Owusu Bempah has been humbled by a woman. Interesting, right? For all the braggadocious words that he says on TV and threatening that, nobody can actually stand him. Like you said, a lady brought him down. So be careful with the women. Regina again says, we hope the police will continue with the new move. Yes, that's all our hopes. And I think this new IGP has laid down a marker, and to everybody out there who thinks they can get away saying anything should watch what happened to Owusu Bempah, for example. We'll be right back after this break.
Before, if you want to send money to Kumasi, unless you go to the bus station, then you put the money on the envelope and they'll send it to Kumasi, and then you call the family that you send the money. So maybe 2 hours or 4 hours, they come to the bus station to collect the money. But now it's so easy. When I send them the money, they don't need to go nowhere. They just stand my village and collect the money, cash from the mobile money. So I think that's much helps.
For business, and it's safer because you not carry much money on your hand due to a lot of armed robber and things. Maybe you can encounter them on the way. So if you have only your phone, they can't take it, and even if they take it, they can't cash the money. So I think it's very good and it's safer. Yeah.
I want somebody to buy beads for me at the beads market. So the money I give to the person, it's like the person has run out of the money. So the person called me to send him some money to buy extra beads. So within 3 minutes, I sent the person the money, and the person was able to buy the beads at the market. And I love it.
All right, so you've heard it. World Remit is now in Ghana and is the best way to transfer money. And anytime you transfer any amount of money to a family member or loved ones, World Remit reserve a percentage that goes to a scholarship to someone in Ghana to further the education. So please continue to use World Remit, and World Remit to support education of people in Ghana. And you never know, you may become your brother, sister, somebody may benefit from that one day. So World Remit is how to go anytime you're trying to send some money to somebody. All right, let's return to the issue of do or die at the polling station. So a couple of weeks ago, President Mahama embarked on his thank you tour, which I believe he's still on. And at one of his stops at the radio station, he was asked about, what occurred in 2020 and the plans and the preparations the NDC is making towards 2024. And he indicated in his comments that this time around in 2024, that they will now wait to go to the courts, that they know elections have to be won at the polling stations. Matter of fact, instead of me saying it, why don't we listen to President Mahama himself? That's the wrong audio there. Okay, I think I'm playing the wrong thing. I will bring it in a minute. But yes, so we've heard that comment. Let me first of all go to Efa, so Efa can make his comment about that, and then I'll find the tape and bring the tape in. So Efa, if you're listening, President Mahama, goes around talking about, his plans and preparations for the next election, and he made the comment that this time around is going to be do or die. People are saying, as someone who led the country before and who's interested in coming back into power, making such comments is irresponsible. It amounts to him inciting violence. That should there be a situation at the polling station where there's a disagreement with perhaps the polling agent, has disagreement with maybe the EC official, he's saying that it should be a do or die. Is he telling the polling agent to be violent as a result of whatever misunderstanding that they have? So somebody like him should not be making those comments, and that these comments are equivalent to what the current president made when he was running in 2012, where he said that all die be die, and I think you know better. I'm sure my brother Paul will give us all the details about Ukraine. So do you also share the idea that people are saying, or the things people are saying about Mahama's comment that the do or die amounts to inciting violence, or amounts to a violent speech?
Yeah, thank you very much, Alfred. Alfred, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me give. I think maybe Mahama has either forgotten or don't know the electoral processes in the country. So I will give him some electoral education. Number one, and then the second thing is that if Mahama is not listening, then Paul and Lifetime Legacy will take the message to Mahama. So you see, elections in Ghana, if you take the Fourth Republic, right, started in 1992. Now, at that time, the boxes were opaque. You don't see anything. The ID cards were without pictures. Okay, so we have transitioned from moving from opaque boxes to transparent boxes. And now, even when we had transparent boxes, we had people snatching these boxes, snatching them. We've gone all the way. We introduced technology into it. Now, when we were bringing biometric verification, NDC told us that it is something that was going to bring cancer. So the people of Ghana should reject it. You can check from 1992 all the way up to this time that every single thing that will be to make our system robust, there is that stiff resistance. But going forward, this is what we need to do. And I can say it here and now that the posture of NDC, if it is the same posture of MPP, we would not have traveled this far with our Fourth Republic. I am saying that now and here. And if when Mahama was in power, was telling us that the electoral system was robust and that nobody can steal the elections. And after that, there are more additional layers which they are trying to take off. More additional layers have been added to make it more robust.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you come and tell us that in 2024, you are going to do the right thing. That is what they are interpreting. Oh, so from 1992 up to 2020, they have never done the right thing. They are confirming our belief. No collation, poor training of electoral officers. They don't pay them. I read in the newspapers that even 2024, some of them have not been paid and stuff like that. They were poorly trained. They couldn't understand anything. Not all of them. Most of them couldn't understand. You know, some people were sent to the strong room and they went there drinking tea and sleeping. You know, so you see, this whole thing makes no sense.
Right.
You know, that you have been given the opportunity to put in place all these measures because we've gone along and put all these things in place. You choose not to do it, and then you want to blame who? Who are you blaming? That now, 2024, we are going to make sure we do the right thing. No, in 2020, I heard you guys train lawyers at all the was it of the constituency or whatever it is, they can give us better practice. What for? To challenge what? Election is not an event. We don't know when you guys are going to understand these things. It is not an event. And instead of you guys, you know, sitting down to look at the, you know, you suggest the what we need to do. You know, this is what I saw. These are the flaws here. Let us fix it in. You know, so you bring in all these suggestions to make whatever suspicion that you have. You know, you clear all those things out there.
Right.
But to come out and say, I don't even understand what they mean by we are going to do the right thing. So 1992, you didn't do the right thing, it came to you. 1996, you didn't do the right thing, it came to you.
But you would agree that this year, however, you know, there were places where ballot boxes were found with, you know, already tempered ballot boxes were found all over the place. Which meant
places.
I'm sure my brother Paul will give you all the places, but
okay, so
there has been allegations.
So here is that. See, I've been a polling agent before, right? I've been. It was in the Kintampo South. It used to be Kintampo district, like Kintampo constituency. Then it was divided. I was there. Now, during my time, that was 2000. You see, the agents, for whatever, was giving 2 ballot papers to somebody. We saw it, we took a picture, and we made a report. Right? We took it to that, and then you know, so all these are additionally, yes, you know, this is what I saw. So next time, what do we do? You know, that's why they brought in all blah 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 and stuff like that. Now, if you have seen this, you've seen templated ballot boxes. You've gone to the Supreme Court because you have challenges with this, and you did not say it over there where we flash out cases. You say you go and stand somewhere that you've been stolen, but meanwhile you've not shown anything to the police station that you've been stolen.
Right. So let me get back to the question. Right? Do you think that comment that he made, that do or die, amounts to preaching violence?
Yes, and that is exactly what they mean. Did I not post it on the this thing that they are now saying that they will physically give them guns? They will give, well, the director of elections said, oh, yes, all the polling agents will be given guns.
Right.
And guns are over there to do
but why would you say it's violence when even during soccer games we say things like, hey, this match is a do or die match?
Very good. So they said it was going to be a do or die. And then when it was pushed further, he said we're going to do the right thing, which means they've not been doing the right thing in the past. So now they're going to do the right thing. And then they will explain it further that we're going to give them guns. Guns to go and do what? They're going to do what? Now, tell me the system, the electoral process where you have to either slap somebody or whatever. We all have been officers before. Right? Sometimes it get heated. We understand all these things. It get heated. But you trust it out. That is why we have officers in charge. We have this, we have that, we have the officers and, you know, the party officials and all that. So when something comes and it's, you know, you make a call to the higher authority. This is what I've seen here. Do we add this to it or not? You cannot say, not even in America, that all the elections you're not going to have challenges. But we are here. Some places they have to re-vote and all that. These are normal part of the process. But you go with the intention that certainly something is going to go wrong. So let me get ready to shoot somebody. You give them guys to go to the police station to do what? Huh? And we've said that we've always tagged them to be violent. Mahama said it, that when it comes to violence, nobody can beat us at a party. We thought it was a joke, but he keeps confirming it each time. You've been the president before. What is it that you saw? What were the loopholes that you saw that you did not plug, that you were taking advantage of now that you are here, you are afraid that it will be used against you? What are the loopholes? And why don't you bring in the reforms so that we do away with all these things? You see, we passed. I
think the NDC has submitted a bunch of reforms that they would expect the EC to, implement to the Electoral Commission, I think about a month ago or so. And the Electoral Commission was giving them the runaround. So, so I'll let you finish your thoughts.
Very good. So that is good, right? That is good. Some of the reforms I agree. But that is how you put the democratic credentials. It is the procedures. It is the things that you got to do. What have you, you see, they keep making general statements. The Electoral Commission has to redeem itself in 2024. What does that mean? What does it mean, redeem itself in 2024? Are they trying to say that when there's an election and you lose, then it means the Electoral Commission didn't work well? Oh, so if you win, then the Electoral Commission worked well. Come on now. You can't say that. So it is, I believe, yes, it is a very responsible statement. He's a former president. He has a lot of knowledge in all these kind of administration and stuff like that. He should bring it on board. But I'm not surprised because, you see, it is still the same incompetent person speaking. The competence is not there. And this gives us a general idea of how he ran the country as a president, how he ended up with I cannot do this, I cannot do all the contradictions and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to tell the NDC that the election is a process. Even right now that there is no election, what are the measures you are putting in place? You don't go and put up a Victory type of what do you call it? You don't go there and you don't train the people that are going to. They don't know the process. So how do you expect them to be effective? How do they know? Do you know the amount of training we went in? Since whenever we do training, we don't joke.
Okay.
The tactics that we're giving.
Okay.
It is not what I would suggest to them that they can come to us and we can share with them what is it that they need for them to make the suggestions that will help us make the elections in Ghana a great one. It is not a war. We love Ghanaians. So if you love Ghanaians, don't give them guns. Don't give people guns for them to go shoot themselves. And you see, this speaks to what we have always been saying. You lost the election. You said you've won. You asked your people to go on the streets. People were killed. Now in 2024, I'm going to tell all the supporters of NDC, do not kill yourself for any politician. Don't go and kill yourself for Mahama. Don't go and kill yourself for anybody because your family needs you. Ghana needs you because you add to the development of the country. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't kill yourself for any politicians. Your family needs you. The country needs you. Let's listen to John Dramani Mahama.
2024 polling station 2024 polling station election. Train collation center and the Supreme Court collation center and a polling station. We will do everything to make sure that the election is free, transparent, and fair. We don't want to cheat them. Yes, your best will be having the eye. My banning friction. Not Ghana for panel. Of that Ghana for Akumaso. Let that be what is done.
All right. Yeah, so Paul, let me bring you in quickly. You've heard, the former president's made those comments there talking about we don't want to cheat the MPP, we don't want to be cheated neither, that the elections will be won at the polling station, that the 2024 election will be do or die at the polling station. Is President Mahama saying, or talking about referencing issues that he know are within the system, even when he was president, but didn't fix them, like if I was saying, and so he's afraid somebody will take advantage of those things? Is he preaching violence? Are these comments responsible comments for somebody who led the country and is interested in coming back? Are these responsible comments for that person to be making?
Well, my brother Alfred, I thank you very much for this opportunity. And once again, if I just came to play mischief, propaganda, cheap equalization, cheap political point scoring, and mischief this afternoon. Look, what are the issues? Ifa, I knew, and I'm confident that after he finishes with his university degree in Ghana, it was a determination that he took that do or die, he's going to travel to the US to continue with his life. When we're in school, a lot of times we say, do or die, we'll make sure that we are going to get A in this course. The statement that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama used was an idiomatic expression. And he stated on that interview that he is not saying all die be die. And I am very disappointed in Ifa to be standing here and be telling us that the NDC and Mahama, we are violent people. Does he know who is a violent person? It is on record, and let's speak with data and fact. Since 1992, when Ghana got into its fourth republic, there have been series of elections held. And all these elections that were held, this is the only election under the supervision of the super incompetent president, Nanado, that we have 9 people losing their lives. As we speak today, Nanado has not even taken a phone to call those people, those victims' family, to extend his sympathy as the #1 gentleman of the land. And Ifa is here talking about violence. If he wants to know who is a violent person, I've just shown him who is a violent person. I want to let Ifa understand that this cheap equalization and political gimmicks is not going to work. Do or die is an idiomatic expression, which means at all costs, you are going to do everything possible to make sure that you get the results you want. And what His Excellency mean by the do or die, which is an idiomatic expression, is that he's asking that we have to stand firm, we need to be vigilant, we need to make sure that this election 2024 will be free and fair and transparent, that nobody will cheat anybody. Mr. Muzo, it's a fact, and we all know over here, it's a fact. And Ifa, as we speak, I've asked him, and he's never been able to tell me what is the total valid vote cast in the 2020 election. The EC boss gave us 5 different figures, and we don't know which one is which. And the most dangerous thing that the Supreme Court did was that they came out with a 6th figure. Why is the former president saying that he's never going to go to the Supreme Court again? Because the Supreme Court has shown that they have compromised themselves. How can a Supreme Court go and give another different figure from all the different 5 figures that the incompetent Electoral Commission gave to the people of Ghana? Alfred, and I want to speak on, I want Ifa and all other colleagues on this panel, if somebody can tell us what is the total valid vote cast in the 2020 election. I want to know today. If they can tell us, I'll be very grateful. You see, the Supreme Court did a disservice to Mother Ghana, a disservice to Africa, and a disservice to the world as in whole. Why am I saying so? The Supreme Court has put in a precedent there to say that you have to do everything you can do within your power to make sure that you win the election. Because if you don't do it, when it comes to us, we will just throw it under the box. And exactly that's what they did. Mr. Musu, how can Ifa be sitting here and be telling me that elections that has been held, we had 6 different figures, and it's going to go into the Guinness Book of Record if I don't know. Of course, we're talking about ballot boxes. Look, Mahama and the NDC has built a robust system. We handed over to the MPP. We are not saying we didn't build a robust system. We never raised issue about the election processes. During the election day, over a lot of people were arrested with ballot box thumb printed already, which has the seal of the Electoral Commission, and those people were arrested, taken to the police. What has been the outcome of those cases? Dead, gone. Before the election, 1 million ballot papers were printed and thumb printed in the name of Nanado, which were seen, and this was in the news. We all saw it. What happened? The only thing they could do was that they took the papers to the sea, to the seaside, and they burnt it with the supervision of the police and all the political parties involved. So I am saying that with all this evidence that shows, it shows clearly that the 2020 elections was not free and fair, because we don't know what are the figures as we speak. For a fact to come and sit here and tell us that we have a robust system and that we are hot, is it that we don't? Look, Efa, let me tell you. You know, Efa, and you have to be truthful to yourself this afternoon. We have over 1 million ballot boxes that were thumb printed in the name of Nanado in Ashanti region that were destroyed. Tell me it's a lie. For the Supreme Court to do the right thing, for calling that super incompetent EC boss to ban the box, they protected her. What were they afraid of? The Supreme Court did not know that what they've done, they've caused a disservice to Mother Ghana. And the legend Chachu said it, and he quoted a Bible verse. It will come back to harm them. If the Supreme Court had made sure and has brought the woman into the box for transparency to happen, my brother Alfred, my brother Legacy, my brother Ato, my brother Ifa, nobody will be making or will be saying that you should be firm, you should be transparent, you should be vigilant at the police station, because the person knows that if you make any or play any games at the police station, the Supreme Court will be there to make sure that the truth come out. But this is the case. We have a Supreme Court that has been bought under the hands of Danado Danko Akufo-Addo, and they've refused to give us the truth, to let the truth come out. Let me go on. If I was talking about our director of election, Elvis Efriankwa, saying that they are going to give guns, it is not true. Elvis Efriankwa was on Joy FM just yesterday, saying that he never said that. And I challenge and I dare Ifa this afternoon to put that record. I want him to put that audio. Next week, he should look for the audio and let's play it on this show.
Right.
Elvis Efriankwa never said that they were going to give guns and come. He never said that. He said that being a vigilant means you have to be vigilant means you have to be steadfast, ready to make sure that you don't do anything that will compromise the data.
Right.
So why should a fast come here this afternoon? Why should we all promise that we are going to be non-political for him to come and throw dust into the eyes of your listeners? I am ending and I am saying over here that Ifa knows the truth, and the truth will set all of us free.
All right.
Whether it takes 10 years, 20 years, the truth will come out. Before I stop or I hand over to the next panelist, I was in Ghana. If I was in Ghana, we were all in Ghana. I was part of the NDC. I was in the NDC coalition room. Mr. Alfred Owusu, could you believe that the Electoral Commission, they knew what they were doing, because, look, the coalition tabulation sheet, okay, there was supposed to be the BVD recorded on that tape. When they printed the paper from the printers, okay, they were supposed to put a place whereby you have to state that the BVDV recorded maybe 300 people. So let's say if police station A, there are 300 people who voted, the BVD at the end of the police, they should be able to record that number. Do you know that they omitted that entry on the final papers they printed. 3 days to election, when the NDC raised the issue, they said they were going to give stamp so that people will stamp it and record it. It never happened. You see the machination and the propaganda and the tricks they played to rig the election. Because Mr. Owusu, if the BVD records had appeared on the sheet that they gave to the people to do the tabulation, do you think this confusion that is going on would have gone on? Because our agent would have insisted that those records should be recorded.
Right.
They omitted it, and the EC and the MPP knew what they were doing. And for me, the NDC and John Mahama, we want peace. We don't want Ghana to burn. That is why we allow this to go. If this has been the other way around, you would have seen the way Efa and his party would have behaved. But you know what? We will not sit down for this machination, this rigging, this propaganda plan that they plan, and they rig the election, and the Supreme Court covering them up to happen again.
Right.
That is why His Excellency John Mahama is saying that he will never, if it happened that he become the candidate, he will never go to the Supreme Court again.
Right.
And I share that view. Because whoever goes to the Supreme Court, those mischief they played over there will be the same thing they will be doing. And for now, let's put it on record. It's a fact that the Supreme Court introduced a 6 figure being the total valid vote that was cast by Ghanaians. So now we don't know which one is the truth. Unless a fan knows the truth figure, he should tell us this afternoon.
So let me ask you, you are saying that you sign up to what the former president said there, that he's not going to go to the Supreme Court should there be an issue on the 2024 election. So to me, what that means is he doesn't have trust in the judges we have at the Supreme Court. Does that mean if he successfully wins the next election and becomes president, what is he going to do to those judges? Is he going to get them out?
He can't get them out because he has no right to get them out. But we need to clean the system. The system needs to be clean.
But what do you say?
You understand me?
What are you saying?
Cleaning the system means you make sure that you put procedures in place to make sure that the judges speak on themselves. Mr. Alfred Owusu, this is the first time that we have a Supreme Court that all of them have the same mind in every aspect.
But they're allowed to think alike, right?
No, it can never happen.
They all reach the same conclusion.
If you have two twins, they can never think alike. They can never think alike. You see, the Supreme Court has done a lot of disservice to Mother Ghana, and it's going to come back to Hamas. Because do you think if the Supreme Court has allowed fair, transparent, and justice to prevail, would you think we'll be saying this thing? Because we know when you go and mess up and you try to rig, the Supreme Court will be there to be an advocate. But this is the case. The Supreme Court sided with the Electoral Commission, protected the EC boss from testifying because they know that when she mounted the boss, the Leonard Chachuchikata, the questions Chachuchikata will put to the EC, it will expose the rot and the rigging machinery that EFA and the MPP put in place. That is why the Supreme Court did everything possible to prevent the woman from testifying.
So
Mr. Owusu, how can you know? Let me make this statement. How can you use a word, an English dictionary, against a law, a constitutional law of your country? You see, this judgment of the Supreme Court will be the most disgraceful judgment in the history of the Supreme Court. Just wait and see.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And if we want to be truthful to ourselves this afternoon, the Supreme Court is the cause of all this thing. And I want to ask my brother Ato, I know he's most of the time neutral, if he can help me to let me know what is the total valid vote cast. He and Ifa should tell me this afternoon. I want to know because we have 6 different figures. Which of the figures is the correct one? We want to know. So if I should stop this propaganda, if I should stop this, throwing that into our eyes, and let's face the reality. Mahama is a peaceful person. His record is there to speak for himself. If Mahama was a violent person, with all this cheating and rigging that went on, at election day, people were arrested with ballot paper already cast, would have rejected this election. But he allowed the process to take its course. And he said he disagreed with the Supreme Court judgment, he will let it go. 2024 or the future is there for us. This is somebody we call a peaceful man. It is not Nanado who went to stand at what? What's the name of the place? Bring your name. Who went and stand at a place where he said that all die. People should go and kill themselves. It's different from what Mahama said. Mahama is a peaceful person. He remained to be peaceful, and we are going to support him. This do or die has come to live. It does not mean violent. It means be vigilant, be focused, be steady and firm, and make sure that nobody cheats anybody. That's what it means. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So what it means is be vigilant, be firm, make sure you are not cheated. And from your standpoint, that is what Mahama means when he say do or die is going to be at the polling station, or that's what we will see at the polling station in 2024. Let me quickly bring in our neutral brother, Ato. Dr. Ato, you've listened to the two politicals, and it seems every election, one accuses the other of cheating. And this one is not any exception. And also you hear Paul saying the Supreme Court actually helped the current president during the last election. But if you actually pay attention, you realize that there's been some procedural maneuverings from the side of the president's lawyers, and where they tease you that we wouldn't give you the information until you pull us onto the stand, and then, by the way, since you didn't adduce any evidence and you didn't make a case, and therefore we are not bringing our witness, which I thought was brilliant. But again, if you look at it in totality, it looks as though somebody's trying to hide something, and therefore we didn't get the opportunity to actually hear exactly what happened and why there are so many numbers being ushered out. Would you say, listening to the former president, that his do or die comment amounts to inciting violence and it's irresponsible for somebody of his position, stature in our society to be making those comments?
Okay. So first of all, let me try to answer Paul's question. So by me giving Paul figures, it will not do anything. The NDC was supposed to do that in court, which they failed to do, to provide evidence. So if I give Paul any evidence as to how many votes were cast and stuff like that, I mean, I'm only one person. I don't even matter. So I don't think that's really important right now. Although I don't have the figures right here with me. I mean,
do you have them anyway?
I do not have them. Okay. I mean, I did not prepare.
It seems nobody does.
Yeah, I didn't prepare to come and talk about this right now. I don't have the figures. I don't know if I would have them. I'm not saying I may have them. I don't have them right now. So
because there are six different figures. You don't know which one is which.
Right now, if not right now, do you know exactly what the total vote cast was in the last election?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the total votes cast in 2016 or 2012. So I mean that I have not kept that information. And if I ask you, Alfred, if I ask you the total vote cast for United States, do you know? You don't know.
I mean, we can attain it. It's something we can look for and find. But the thing is,
but Trump didn't lose the election on the total votes cast. He lost the election because he lost. So it was about percentage and about electoral votes.
Yeah, so, I think the point being made is that that number changed so many times in the past.
Just one quick intervention. I want our brother Atu to know that when he goes to the EC website today, as we speak today, when you do the tabulation of the regional coalition, the figure you get is different from when you do the tabulation of the constituency results. So I just want him to be aware of that.
Oh, I think we lost Ato. Yeah, so let Ato flow. I think it's his time.
I'm just giving him information that if he goes to the EC website, the figures for every constituency, when you add them together, you get a different figure from the regional. It doesn't add up.
Yeah, all right, cool. You made your point.
Thank you.
Ato is back. So Ato,
it's all over here. I didn't want him to appear on camera, so that's why I had to go off.
No problem. So go ahead and make your submission, Ato.
So all that comment from Nanado was irresponsible. I said that at the time. So is John Mahama's comment about do or die. And let me explain. Is JM trying to incite violence? I don't think so.
Right.
But those were bad choice of words.
Mm-hmm.
Those advice should go to NDC delegates in private. In private. I mean,
right.
It's interesting that this government is struggling with the economy, with the way they are trying to manage the economy and the COVID. So you think that JM should be giving the NPP punches? Because right now they are at the corner. So you get them at the corner, and then you just throwing
finish them.
you finish them. And then what are you doing? You're throwing punches below the belt.
Right.
These companies are below the belt. Now, Fred, if you remember, we discussed this at election night, that the NDC did not learn from the 2013 petition.
Right.
And again, Mahama was speaking in Teshiman. We know what happened in Teshiman. We had lives lost. We have violence in Teshiman. So as a statesman, you don't go to Teshiman where lives have been lost and talk about these comments. I mean, one can say, okay, these are idiomatic expressions.
But you are saying that he doesn't mean violence. That's your words, that you don't think it is violence, but they are bad choice of words.
Yes.
So couldn't he make bad choices of words, or whatever you call it, in Techima without any problem, even though there were life lost there in the past?
I mean, you can make
that is something we say even to our friends.
Exactly.
Which means we are going to be vigilant, pretty much.
Exactly, but I'm saying that you go to Techima, a place where lives were lost, a place where there were violence reported, and you talk about elections. You talk about do or die.
Right.
I think Mahama should have to be measured in his choice of words. Like I'm saying, there's so many things about to just give the NDC, the MPP government, the one punch, because right now they are struggling. So if you go to Techima, you want people to vote for you. Focus on the issues. And as of right now, you don't even know if you're going to become the presidential candidate for the NDC. Because right now we have other people coming up. So as an ex-president, and again, I would say that Mahama, it's sad that he lost the 2016 elections. Because he's been the only one-time president we've had in the country. And I believe that he won in the shadows of the good old professor. Professor Mills died 6 months to elections, and then he won elections. In the history of our country, no one has lost elections as a one-time president. So again, you can understand that
no incumbent has lost. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you're saying no incumbent has lost after one term.
No. I mean, so you understand that one, he's frustrated, and one, he's irritable. So he has all this for frustration and irritability in him. So I can understand the way he's speaking. But again, he has to realize that, hey, I am an ex-president. And I have to be careful the way I talk to people. And again, anytime I hear Tuguba talking about the Benduri Internet Cafe, I chuckle. And it's true that you would think that 2013, that this petition held the government to ransom for almost 8 months.
Right.
Mahama was the beneficiary to the verdict. What did the NDC do? They sat there, did nothing. And right now, talking about making changes. So from 2013 up to now, you didn't make any changes as a political party? That's a joke. It is a joke. And it's sad that the NDC is stuck on the EC. We're in 2021. It's two years already. The NDC strategize and come up with ways they can win the elections. I was fascinated by the way the MPP came up with their own coalition center. Within 2 hours of the elections, everything was set up.
And that was as a result of what happened in 2012.
Yes, they learned from this misfortune, and made sure that some of these things will not happen. So you would think that the government would the NDC government would be circumspect. They will be they will reflect on these issues and not be perseverating on the EC. Every day you hear the NDC talk about EC, but the NPP did not do that. After the election petition, they realized that, oh, maybe we were wrong. So let's come up with new ways. I mean, I was also very disappointed that the Mahama did not at least apologize for that comment, because right now you're trying to win the elections. So if people misconstrued your comment to be insulting violence, You just apologize and say, okay, I apologize. People took my comment to be about inciting of violence. But then you explain yourself so that at least you have floating voters on your side, and you have people who are so mad at the MPP who would think back and vote for you. Right. But what do we see? He tells that some people who did not go to school. I mean, come on, you are an ex-president. You're trying to win back power. You have to be tempered and measured with your words, right, so that at least when you are able to win the primaries for the NDC, and then you're able to contest, people would vote for you. But it marks the likes of like people being arrogant. Like I said, because Trump came up with some of these comments, it ended up in the insurrection. Would you say Trump was inciting violence? No. Right. His choice of words contributed to people inciting.
Because people are listening, and some people really are not stable, and they are listening to all kinds of things.
And in Ghana,
yes.
And in Ghana, if you realize, people are very passionate about politics, and even in Africa, I mean, there's always violence. I don't know why we have to die just because someone wants power. Right. The power belongs to us. We're giving the power to you. So in that sense, I don't think it's inciting violence by just saying that comments. But I feel like it was bad choice of words, and it was irresponsible. Next time we have people doing this, I wish the NDC would have people behind telling the president, although you didn't mean this, go out and say, okay, I am sorry for those who felt my comments were irresponsible. And then explain yourself. And then going forward, you don't do that again. So those are my comments. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's bring Lifetime Legacy. You heard Ato is saying that, the president could be a little more careful with his choice of words, because there's so many people listening, and some people may take it literally and be ready to kill somebody. So when it comes to, people in that, high of a position, responsible position, party leaders, former president, that the key is be careful what you say. It may not be that you are inciting violence, but it may be irresponsible. What do you have to say to that, Lifetime Legacy?
Alfred, before I come to the main issue, I would like to do some few rebuttal. You see, this is a big platform, where people in the diaspora and home are listening.
Right.
So every single information we put out here should be something that are verifiable and accurate.
Okay.
And there is nowhere or verifiable evidence that the NDC have been on radio or on the ground creating the impression that when we go and do biometric registration process, we will contract cancer. I want to set the record straight and challenge my brother Ifa to come out with the evidence.
Okay.
Now, on the issue of, I also disagree with Dr. Ato. Mahama did not win 2012 election because he got a sympathy vote. As the history of this fourth republic is in Ghana, governments are changed every 8 years. It is quite unfortunate that we had a situation where the 8th year happened under Mahama. So I want to set the record straight on that. Mahama did not win the 2012 election because of the misfortune of we losing our ex-president that gave him the victory. He won the election on merit. And when you go to check the statistics, you realize that Mahama added 300,000 more votes to what President Mills used to win the 2008 election. So I want to set that record also straight. Now, coming back to the main issue, I think yourself and other media houses, including some commentators on this issue, have not been fair to ex-President Mahama. And I will explain why I said this.
Okay.
Now, I have taken the time or the chance to listen to the entire interview. And in one breath of the interview, the host of the program make allusion that people are having opinion that ex-president Mahama, and the national chairman of the party have turned the party to a church where the former president, is his persona and behavior is like Assemblies of God pastor, and the national chairman, on the other hand, as a Pentecost pastor. So the members or some people are suggesting that, or accusing that, or are making comment that the calm and the core demeanor of the party is as a result of John Mahama and the national chairman persona. That is coming the party in a way that the party is used to know, or how people know the party to be. And in that explanation, he gave them that right from his childhood, he is not living a different lifestyle out of public, in a public office, and different lifestyle. That has been his nature all his life. So if the media wanted to be fair and accurate to Mr. Mahama, they would recap the genesis of the conversation and vis-a-vis take into account the submission he made on that particular interview as regarding to his posture, his demeanor in politics. If the media, including yourself, would like to be fair, they would have make references to that and then balance the discussion in that regard.
Yeah, but what has that to do with the comment he made about whether 2024 is going to be do or die at the polling station?
So what I want to emphasize is that Mahama is a calm person. He's not a violent person. That is what I want to emphasize. Now let me go back to the two issues.
So Mahama can be comment on violence, but his comments, I mean, the person listening may not be Mahama who wants to act. So nobody's saying Mahama is going to hold guns and do anything himself. Nobody's saying Akufo-Addo's all that.
I want to be successful in my academic work by do or die. Does that mean that I'm going to hold my lecturers under gunpoint to be successful?
No, but what that means is you as a person are telling yourself what you want to do. But here's where
Ghana Black Star must win this match by do or die. Does that make that the Black Star is going into the tournament with a mindset that if the referee does not do things to favor them, they will kill people? Okay. You see?
Okay, go ahead.
That is why I say that the media and some commentators have not been fair to Mr. Mahama. No, unfortunately.
But when you say that, let me also come rebut that by saying that, you see, when you are a politician, there are so many people listening to you, and these people come from different backgrounds. Some very sane, some very insane, who can take words literally and do all kinds of things. So we are saying that, yes, you may not necessarily mean that anybody should go and kill another person, but it is just irresponsible for you just got to be kind of careful the words you use, because there's so many people listening to you.
I strongly disagree with you, because I'll come to that. You see,
right.
We are comparing orange with apple here. If you compare do or die and what do you call it? All die, be die.
Yeah.
The two can never be compared. Let me tell you why I say this. I was privileged to be in Etiwa, the constituency my brother Paul was trying to mention that he couldn't mention. I was privileged to be there because the former DCE for the constituency, I was managing their wife in Ablekuma West constituency prior to right from 2011 all the way to 2016. So the husband of that woman is the DCE for Etiwa. Okay, I'm giving you the background of that order statement made by Akufo-Addo. Now, the current road minister was a presiding officer for that district. Unfortunately, they lost their MP, so he stepped in to become the parliamentary candidate in the 2012 by-election in Etiwa. Okay, this is a constituency where, by hook or crook, even as the MPP themselves have been saying, even if you put a foul in that constituency on the ticket of MPP, the person will win. Okay.
Okay.
When you look at the voting pattern in that constituency,
Mhm.
the only vote that people, the NDC gets are aliens, the aliens living with that constituency's vote.
Right.
Okay. So the indigenous go in a certain way. And this is a constituency Akufo-Addo can contest because the mother of Akufo-Addo hail from a village there called Abobosu.
Mhm.
Okay. So it is a done deal MPP constituency. And the violence mitigate to the people, to NDC people in that constituency was uncalled for.
Right.
And was cannot be justified. You get it? Because it is like, for instance, me contesting with an MPP candidate in a Keta constituency.
And you think that was because of all the IBDI comments?
I am comparing orange with apple here.
Mhm.
Okay, so that all that comment in that constituency
Mhm.
do not have a place and shouldn't have been made at all by Nana Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
But it is truly they exhibited violence, even though they knew very well they are winning that
Is
election.
their stronghold. Yeah, that's what we are saying.
That
That a similar thing. Can you foresee a similar thing happen? Let's say in Ketu South, where it is already concluded that even if you put a rock against the NDC person, the rock will win, right? Could you foresee or die be die where or do or die being used as a pretext for applying violence against anybody who perhaps may be representing the NPP in that constituency?
Yeah, it depends on the nature of the leaders involved. Okay, I am saying this because Nanado by nature is a violent person.
No.
Okay, I am saying this because Nanado by nature is violent person, and I'll give you a lot of evidence to that effect to prove his violent nature. So, like I said, in that constituency, in the first place,
you have to prove. Just like we say.
That is why I'm saying that I'll give you evidence to that effect. Like I said earlier, that constituency is a done deal MPP constituency. So the violence that was met out to the NDC people in that constituency during that by-election shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Right.
Okay. Far from that. We all know prior to 2016 election, Akufo-Addo brought some missionaries into the country to train their party force. For what for? Okay, if you are not a violent person by nature, would you have done what he did?
I mean,
that is number two.
And you know this
evidence
by fact
number
or
three
is just by allegation,
no, this are published record that everybody can verify. Okay, evidence number three. Ayawasu West Wagon. Okay, that is evidence number three. Nanado, evidence number four. Nanado is the only person who's under still watch. We've gone into an election. 9 people have died under this Fourth Republic. Okay, Nanado is the only person who's watch under Fourth Republic. We went into an election. 9 people have died. If the person is not violent by nature, he would have do everything possible to prevent this from happening.
Okay.
And even if let's assume that he happy at the blind side of his eyes, what step has he taken so far to prove his innocence that he's not a violent person? So these are all things that one can come into a firm conclusion that he's a violent nature. Let me give you another example. We gotta move on
to the next topic because I think we run out of time.
Wrap
it up quickly.
We all proud to the 2020 election went and signed peace accord. Okay, that we are not going to use vigilante in our election. But what did we see in the 2020 election? What did we see after the peace accord that they have signed?
Where did you see vigilante?
Where did we see vigilante? I can tell you on authority that the people who killed that 9 people are not true military or security personnel.
Yeah, but these are people in uniform who were part of the soldiers around there.
I am not making this up because you and I, Alfred, you and I know that Ghanaian military don't allow their beard to grow. They don't wear earring.
Yeah,
so if you see some of this picture, what will be the conclusion?
So when NDC comes to power, hopefully they're able to investigate these things.
Like I said, I strongly support Mr. Mahama's comments. Mahama by nature is not a violent person, unlike Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo in recently make a comment that he's going to hand over a power to his successor from his party. That comment, I don't know why Ghanaian media, including yourself, will be silent on that decision. Does that mean that even if NDC win, he will use all ways and means to hand over power to his MPP successor?
Rollins said the same thing.
And when you go back to 2008 election, I was keenly involved in a town constituency election.
I need you to wrap up so we can move on.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up. So, like I said, all this attests that the man Mahama is not a violent person.
Okay.
If we want somebody to be where violence can be attributed to, it's Nanado. Mahama mean well for the country. He won't be a president where one single soul will die. Unlike the other person where under his watch, we had 9 people die under his watch.
Okay, thank you so much for those comments. Ato wants to respond quickly. Ato, let's do it in 1 minute so we can move on to the next topic. Yeah.
Yes, I would wish that Lifetime had focused his attention on the current situation about what Mahama said in Techiman. Rather, he was doing comparative analysis, trying to basically base all his arguments on what Nana Akufo-Addo had said and what he has done. And it's sad that he's painting the president as a violent person with all those insinuations and innuendos. I think that this show deserves better than that he should be careful with his comments about creating a picture where he, as a president, he's actually describing him as a violent person with all these innuendos. People are watching us from all over the world, and this one will create a show. So you should be careful with the propaganda on the show.
Right. Okay. So that is it. Let's take a few comments and then we'll come back and go to agenda 111. I almost say 911. Agenda 111. So the comments we have here is coming from Thomas Asena, who's saying that I think President Akufo-Addo has no option than to confirm Dr. Dampare as the IGP because Ghanaians think Dampare is making the system work again. Therefore, appointing someone other than Dr. Dampare will be suicidal to the President Akufo-Addo and the NPP government. Greetings to the comrade Paul, Lifetime Legacy, and Dr. Ato. I think it is now up to the president to confirm him, right? That's up to Parliament. So if the Parliament says no, the president is definitely unable to do anything about that. And this current Parliament is divided 147 with one independent. So we'll see how that goes. And then there's a second comment he made again. Mr. Thomas Asena, thanks so much for watching and giving us multiple comments. He says, Kakape, go and read or recite the Ghana national anthem. It says, we should defend the Constitution of Ghana and we, the NDC, will make sure the right thing is done at every process of the election. Kakape can try to cow us down. It wouldn't work. It's a do or die affair. Okay. That's your opinion. And then we also have our own Akwesi Nimo, who's the host of a sports program on the Akko Radio. I think he's on tomorrow. Please make time to watch him. He's going to summarize everything that happened over the weekend in the Premier League, La Liga. And I know Manchester United is playing tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to be watching him and see what he has to say after Ronaldo puts in a goal. All right, so let's take a quick break. When we come back, we want to look at whether, we are going to be seeing those hospitals promised in Agenda 111 anytime soon. We will be right back.
Just one more pic, JJ, please.
Oh, Mama. Really?
Smile. It's not every day my eldest son graduates.
I couldn't have done it without you.
All without Auntie Jane's generous support.
Here is to Auntie Jane's well-appreciated World Remit money transfers.
World Remit Corporation is licensed as a money transmitter by the New York State Department of Financial Services, as a foreign transmittal agency by the Massachusetts Division of Banks, number FT1179663, and licensed by the Georgia Department of Banking and Finance, NMLS 1179663, Massachusetts Foreign Transmittal License, FT1179663.
World Remit, a better way to send money.
Download the app or visit worldremit.com.
All right, welcome back to Ghana Agenda. Again, my name is Alfred Owusu. I'm here having a conversation with my buddies, Dr. Ato Kwame Danso, neutral, who helps us navigate between the two political aisles. We have Paul Disosu of the NDC Massachusetts chapter, also helping us canvass the positions for the NDC. We have Lifetime Legacy assisting him do that. And also we have our brother Efa Amayao, who represents the MPP. We would be joined shortly by the international director of the Deputy International Relations Director, or the Deputy Director of International Relations of NDC, Mr. Fred Agbanyo, who I'm bringing to the end of the show so that he can also make his submissions. Now, I want us to switch our attention to Agenda 111. What is it? Agenda 111, it's a vision that has been put out there by the current president. It's he and his administration will put up 111 hospitals, 101 district of that 111 would comprise of 101 district hospitals, 2 new psychiatric hospitals, in addition to the Accra psychiatric hospitals, which will be renovated, and 7 regional hospitals for the 6 regions that have been added to the existing 10 to make it 16. So, we'll be getting 111 hospitals. According to the president, when this vision is realized, Ghana will become the center of excellence for, health and medicine. And it would also mean that Ghana will become a destination for medical tourism within the West Africa and the Africa region. So my question is, great ideas. When are we going to see the hospitals? For Ghana to become a destination of medical tourism, a couple of things need to happen. There has to be an integration of electronic medical records, or there has to be an electronic medical record exchange built, sign up to by all these countries, so that people traveling, let's say from Togo to Ghana, would be able to have their medical histories accessible by the Ghanaian doctors. Until that is in place, you can build all these hospitals. People will come to, access healthcare in Ghana, but it wouldn't, work well. So let me bring my experts in, and in this case, I will bring Lifetime Legacy in since he's requested to take this first. So Lifetime Legacy, when are we going to see these hospitals? Is it possible for us to have to become the destination without an integrated medical record or electronic medical record exchange? Over to you, Legacy.
Thank you, Alfred.
Yeah, let's make it this fast because we have 7 minutes to wrap this up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when it comes to ideas, the MPP are good in preparing good proposals. I look forward where these 111 projects will come into reality. I pray that it doesn't become like one of the failed promises they have given us over the years. If the president in his quiet room can make a promise to God that if I win, I'll build a cathedral for you. And then at the end of the day, they will be doing la sulala on the, on Ghanaians to build a cathedral. Well, we pray that the same thing does not happen to this at the 111. Where for now, all that they can put in place is $100 million for the project, which estimates goes way 10 times than that. So I wish them well. This is a health issue.
Okay.
Nobody will play politics with health issue. But as the accounts will say in one of their parable, so which means that meaning if somebody promised you a cloth, you first have to see the one the person is wearing.
All right.
Mahama have built a hospital, a lot of hospital. Some are in completion, some just a few things to be completed. They are so while in the bush. He hasn't done anything about those ones, and he's promising 111. I wish them well.
All right. Thank you so much. Dr. Ato, you are in the field. Is it possible for us to have or become the center of excellence and, of course, attract all other Africans to come and get access to healthcare in Ghana without a way of accessing healthcare records?
I think it's long overdue. We're the first country in Africa to gain independence. So you would think that by this time would have far advanced in most of the like in healthcare in other places. I mean, we are so much focused on football and sports that we spend so much money on that, and we let some of these aspects of our lives. And it's sad that we have all these government officials traveling to South Africa and other parts of the world for healthcare. So I am very optimistic. I won't be pessimistic like the NDC is always doing. I'm optimistic that the government will be able to.
Depending on the issue, the MPP is pessimistic, depending on the issue too.
Right. Yes, that's right. That's right. On paper, everything looks really good. And I wouldn't want the government to be in a haste to complete this. Because you're talking about being a beacon of hope for Africa and one-stop place where people will come for healthcare. So although I am eager to see this done and started as soon as possible, I don't want the government to rush in just because there's an election 2024, they'll start doing everything before that time. And if the government is unable to deliver, then they shoot themselves in their foot. Then they give the government back to the NDC. So I am really happy as a healthcare professional that we have some of these things coming, especially in the psychiatry. These things coming up. But I hope it would not just be just on paper and then someone comes over to follow up and it doesn't really materialize. So those are my comments.
Wonderful. All right, let me bring in I don't know if Efa is still listening. Efa, are you still with us? Otherwise, okay, Efa is with us. Efa, what do you think about this? And when are we going to see the first hospitals built? Okay, hold on. Let me see if maybe Efa. Okay, Efa, can you hear me now?
No, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Yes. Please tell us.
Before that, I want to respond to the violence that Lifetime Legacy was trying to put Nanado in.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes to go, so if you can make it fast.
Oh, even if I'm done, just let me go. But I need to respond to that part. Now, here we have an ex-president who stood on stage and said, when it comes to violence, nobody can beat us. And that we came from revolution, and we know what the PNDC era was, even the election, the beginning of our elections in the country. We all can agree that maybe, just maybe, Mahama does not mean what he said, just as this man said. We all can agree on that. But to, equalize with all die be die and try to say that Nanado is violent, I can give you a series of examples and other things. And if somebody has told you that I am this, and you guys are here blaming Nanado for those who were killed in the elections, that he should do what? That Mahama said he won, right? And then he went to the Supreme Court that nobody won.
He won. He said nobody won, right?
No. The first press conference is we've won the elections and that we are not going to accept anybody to change the verdict, so that people should go on the streets. That was the first thing that came.
I don't think
won the parliament. They won the thing. Now, here is the problem. They are here and they are saying there are different numbers, right? What number do they have? What number? When you did your collation, because when we went to the Supreme Court in 2013. We went there with our pink sheets that this is what we have. That was why we were able to convince them for forensic auditing, for them to come up with a verdict, which convinced 4 of them that these people have a case. But you went there and they asked you, what have you brought? We printed ballot papers to cover you.
Right.
Okay,
I'd like for you to tell me about the 111 before.
Don't worry if I don't make a comment on it. So it is irresponsible that if we all should agree that all that wasn't the case, shouldn't have come. And this one, we're trying to justify it this way. And then they're trying to say the man did not say that a free Yankra did not say he's going to arm them with bullets and
no, he said if you can find the audio or video where a free Yankra says people will be, armed, bring it up. We'll play it on the show.
I'm not a news media. Okay, we don't cover most of the things we say here are based on what we've read in there. Has a free Yankra taken on the media outlet that reported it, and they're asking me for the audio? Somebody has put out there, you know them. You asking me for the audio. Check them on.
Right. I think he was on a show yesterday or so rebutting that. But I mean, that's not a point. That's not a topic for today. So we can bring that up and discuss. Now, what I need is, before you go, if you can, please make 1 or 2 comments about 111.
So 111, just as Dr. Atto said, it's long overdue. Right? What we are expecting from the others and all of us as Ghanaians is to follow through. It has just been launched, right? We follow and make sure that every district health needs is brought to the doorsteps of our people. Case closed.
So when do you think we're going to see the first one?
Oh, they've given us 12 to 18 months. It's not even up to 1 month. And
it almost sounds like this is how we end up getting projects in the bush, right? Because the position is not necessarily for this project, and you are announcing this project very close to when the next selection is going to come, and you're giving that time, right?
No. It's not up to the next election. By 2024, all these things should have been done. Yeah, by the timeline given, right? If they add delay to it, it should be 24 months. If they add delay, let's even say it delays, and 24 months is 2 years from now, right? So we are not talking about 2024. No. Okay? The same thing that greeted the health insurance in the first place, the same skepticism that told us that we couldn't do so many things. It is the same skepticism that is greeting this. And it is all for political purpose. Oh, we can't do this. We can't do this. We have to do this. Now, talking about hospitals, they keep making, and they know the contract they sign when it comes to some of these hospitals, Sewua and all that. Everything is in the hands of and government hasn't paid anything until they finish and hand over the keys to government. They have to come, they have to come clean on all these things. They know the contract they've signed. So, please, it is not true that hospitals have been left in the bush to rot and blah, 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 and all that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So the long and short of all that I'm saying is that this is good. Let us all come in with the criticism that will make it, to see the light of day, and not these kind of stuff. And we've said it over and over here. All the abandoned projects need to be attended to. We shouldn't leave it. But when NDC is talking, they will never tell you the projects that they abandoned, which are all being tackled today from since Kufuor's time, right? So they think we are going to do the same. No. Even those projects that have been left, 40 years are being tackled.
The NDC will say something about schools being left in the bush as well. But I know you've made your point. I want to bring in Paul, but I need you to kind of wrap it up quickly. Let's do 30 seconds, wrap it up, so I can bring Paul in, and then we'll have Fred Agbonyo join us.
Okay, so to wrap it up, today the discussion has centered.
No. We're not doing the final words here. I'm just saying wrap up the agenda 111.
Oh yeah. What I'm saying is that this government means business. We haven't given the timeline to transcend this administration going into after the next election or stuff. That is what tells you that we are serious. This is not for politics. This is not for anything. Ghanaians need it, and they must get it. You know, so all of us have to be part of it. People that are going to be litigating on lands and blah, 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 know that this is what the government, that we need to do it as a people. It is long overdue. There are some people that think that not every district need a hospital. Look at where all this thinking is coming from. But we believe that every single district need, even in the district, that should be.
I don't think anybody out there saying not all districts need a hospital. But yeah, I don't know where you heard that from, but I don't think anybody.
Mahama said that. Mahama said it. You want me to bring you the audio? I'll bring it to you. Mahama said not all. As a video, I'll show it to you. He said, not all districts need hospital. Now look at all this. Even in a district, you need more than one hospital in there. You need a couple of other ones to augment the main one. So we have to know that NDC can be skeptical, but the government is optimistic. And this thing is going to see the light of day.
Okay, great. So on that note, I know, Paul, you want to make your submission, but I have Fred Agbenyo on the line, and I want to welcome him to Ghana Agenda. Fred, can you hear us? I think his mic is on mute.
Okay, so do you want me to speak or I should hold on?
Yes, speak if you speak, and then as soon as we can pick up.
Well, my brother Ifa once again just came to, contradict himself right now. I'm still daring him that if he has the tape, or you should go and look for the tape, that Elvis Efre Ankara stated that they're going to give guns to people at the police station. There is no such a tape. I am daring him. He said, and he stated that he's not a news media for him to go and look for the tape. But just about, he's about to wrap up his show, he said, Mahama, there's a tape that he's going to bring to you that Mahama said the health sectors are not necessary. You see the hypocrisy of my brother Ifa. This is the hypocrisy to the highest level. Now, let me come back. Whether Ifa likes it or not, it's on record. And data support the violent nature of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It's only under his presidency that in the Fourth Republic, that election has been held, that 9 people lost their life. Number 2, it is under his presidency that a by-election is being held, that rascals, hooligans, were sent to cause violence at the police station. And when a committee he set up came to look into the issue, when they invited the IGP then stated on record that he has no knowledge about those people. He doesn't know where they came from. He doesn't have nothing to do with them. So I want to state it that Nana Addo is a violent person. He keep on to remain a violent person. And if they think they want to equalize that with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that's not going to work. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a peaceful person. Do or die is something that we all support. It simply means you should be vigilant, you should be focused, you should be steadfast, and make sure that nobody cheats you. That is it. Whether if I like it or not, they cannot compare it to all die be die. And if my brother Ato also like it or not, this statement is not something that Mahama is going to apologize today, tomorrow. It is not a violent statement. It is an idiomatic expression. And he, Dr. Ato, knows. And he knows. He has used those words several times. And let me put it on record that just this afternoon, go to Gabi Asari Ochidaku's Facebook page. He has put in there that whether the people like do or die, the list of the MCEDCs will be coming out tomorrow. Should we say that he's also making a violent statement? No. No. So let's put that right on record. Now let me come to the agenda 111. You see, as my brother Legacy said, we need health infrastructure to be built. But the question is,
so if you can wrap that up quickly for us to pick up our special guest. I think he's on now and he has his mic.
So it just last year, this super incompetent president promised that you're going to build eight hospitals and you should be ready by somewhere June, July this year. Where are those eight hospitals? Me, I'm not an account.
They roll it up into Agenda 111.
Yeah, I'm a Votarian. For me, Agenda 111, if it happened, bingo, we'll be all happy. But let me also say that this Agenda 111 is a room to create, loot, and share. And it has already started. Why am I saying so? there's only one architect in the whole country, Ghana.
Right.
That every contract under this government is being given to him. And Ifa knows of it. And is it not a shame that those thousands of architects in Ghana, there's only one architect that this super incompetent president knows? And any project or any contract goes to him. This will tell you that this Agenda 111 is an avenue to rig, loot, and share. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, let's take the opportunity to welcome the NDC's International Relations Director, the Deputy International Relations Director to Ghana Agenda. Mr. Fred Agbanyo, welcome to Ghana Agenda. Mr. Fred, can you hear us? Yeah, I think we're still having sound problem with Fred. Fred Agbanyo, if you can hear us, can you say something so we can see if we can pick up your sound? Yes, so we are having little problems with his sound. Okay, so on that note, Afa, if you can give your closing comments, and if Fred Agbanyo comes on, me and him will deal with the rest of the, the discussions. But give us your closing comments, and then I can let you go.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alfred, and thank you very much for the opportunity for us to come and share our views on the development in the country. Now, It is important to recognize that ex-president Mahama is no mean a person. He's gone all the way to the highest office of the president. He should not be channeling his frustrations towards going back to the presidency into a force that will consume some Ghanaians. We've seen enough of these showing of machoism and politicians trying to use the electorate for their own selfish interests. It is important for him to know that if they have never been serious, if they've never made sure that the right thing is done, then it is unfortunate that they went all the way up to the presidency, and that it is their duty since 1992 to have made sure that people are at the polling stations and they are making sure that the numbers are coming in and they're writing them.
Right.
Election is not an event, it is a process. Around this time, what measures are they putting in place? Do they still have the Binduri type of collation centers? Do they still have electorates? Oh, I mean, you hosted your man, right? You hosted your man, and your man said we should praise this man, right? We should praise the Electoral Commission for a yeoman job done. But what I want to tell them is that we have a very robust system that we use to check elections, opposition and in government. So they can come to us and we're going to train them for free. There's no need for them to arm anybody. There's no need for any blood to be spilled. We've seen wars in years past, and there's the need for us to improve upon it and go forward. What they need now is that if it is now that they are learning that elections are won at the police station, then it's unfortunate. Because in 2013, that was what we were told by the Supreme Court, that be vigilant at the polling stations. So 2013, you took it. 2016, it didn't work for you. 2020, it didn't work for you, and you want to come up with another idea of how it is. Then go back to 2013 and tell them that what they said was wrong or whatever it is. You have to be vigilant at the polling station. And if they know, if NDC and Mahama also know that you have to be vigilant at the police station, why is it that every now and then they are on the neck of the EC, more especially the Electoral Commissioner? These are all contradictions, and it
is because of all the layers of reporting that the Electoral Commissioner introduced, right? Because before we didn't have original coalition, which kind of muddied the waters a little bit in 2020. So we are saying that, getting the numbers at, the polling stations will be the right thing to do, will be where attention needs to be paid. And that was what he was describing for us. It's going to be a do or die at the polling station. Like you said, the choice of words may not be.
It shouldn't be do. It has always been so. And it shouldn't be like you go there. You see, when we are at the polling station, right, you just have to be vigilant. Vigilance has always been it. But you don't go there ready to fight. No. In 2020, I was at the polling station when they told me to go away. And I said, who are you to tell me to go away? So I had to call in the officer, calm nerves now, and then I had to stay and do my work. It is not a go away, you to go away, and then we start fighting. No, that's not what you do. If that is what you're going to be trained to do, no. Sometimes you will be challenged because somebody want to hear something or want to say you shouldn't be here or blah blah blah, whatever it is. It is let us talk and come to an agreement. There are disagreements at the church everywhere, blah blah blah. You resolve it and you move on. They should learn people management. If they learn people management, then they know that human beings are different. They want to do different stuff. You told them this and they do. So we bring them towards the focus and then we achieve that and we go. We've had enough of the violence in our elections. Go there and don't go and cause no violence. So that is that. Now, today we've tackled, we've also tackled, what was the first topic? I forgot.
Lessons we learned from Owusu Bempah's arrest.
Yes. The religious institutions have taken that for granted. There is so much indiscipline in the country. If the police is cracking the whip, we can check procedures and other things, make sure they're following the law. But it is high time we deal with some of these people that think that they have a mass power or whatever and stuff like that. We need to clean the system and make it in such a way that, you know, it benefits all of us and not some people. On what basis are you going to walk up to somebody, pull up a gun, or try to threaten people or whatever? You have a problem with the citizen in the country. The procedures are there for you to follow. Do not think that you have some connection somewhere or whatever. Do you know what that person too has? You don't know. So it is very important that we learn the lesson. Now, agenda 111 has come. Just as people were skeptical of the free SHS and we did it, this one too will be done. We are not gonna say it's gonna be a smooth sailing, right? There will be challenges, but let us all together surmount those challenges and make sure that every Ghanaian enjoys health care, and not that some of these little cases they will still have to come to Konfanoti or go all the way to Accra and stuff, unless it's a specialized one. But you go and something that's supposed to be handled by district hospital, there's no district hospital, so whatever. So it is important that we do these things. It will benefit Ghanaians. To let us all follow through. Let us watch what they're doing. Let us be part of the process. Criticize constructively. We are not saying don't criticize. And let us build the country that we want to build. 60-something years. And we're still talking about not having been able to provide basic health care for our people. It is a shame on us. And we should take that shame off. Thank you very much. Alfred,
thank you.
This is one of the best shows. We're always going to listen. We're always going to come on and contribute. Whatever we're doing, we will leave and come and make sure that you become one of the best in the world. God bless you and God bless our listeners.
Hey, God bless you too. And thanks for being part of the show and making it grow stronger and stronger. So let's now go to Lifetime Legacy so you can give us your final comment. Lifetime.
I would like to thank our viewers for making time to listen to us. Let's all go out there in our small way to do what we can to help our country. I wish the MPP government agenda 111 well. Like I said earlier on, it's a health matter. If it is successful, it is successful for all of us as a country. But like I said, we pray that they don't show us 419 like they did to us in the the cathedral thing. Mahama or do or die comment, I support it. Let it energize we as NDC members to prepare psychologically, physically towards the 2024 election. We know the people we are dealing with, how they would like to use all ways and means to take whatever does not belong to them. So let us embrace the do or die, prepare ourselves towards the 2024 election. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Lifetime Legacy, for being part of the show and supporting it week after week. My brother Paul, if you're still with us, Paul, can you give us the final words as we bring the program to an end?
Yes, Alfred, thank you very much. As my brothers have just, made their submission. For me, either do or die, we will always support this program, and we're going to make sure that this program goes on. Do or die, we are here for this program. Do or die, we'll be here to contribute anytime we are available. and let it be
Thank
clear
you.
to my brother Ifa and his MPP communicators that whether they like it or not, the do or die is not a violent statement. It's a statement that stands for vigilance, fairness, transparency, and being firm to make sure that nobody cheats anybody. We'll keep on to make it a slogan that we are going to go into 2024 with, and we are not. They were ashamed to defend the all die be die, which they defend anyway, but later they have to come and retract. We are very proud. We support His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We support whatever he's doing, and we know that at least we are going to make a progress come 2024. All the odds is on our side. Everything shows that we are the best party, and the election that was rigged, the Ghanaians have seen it. The hardship that is going on, Ghanaians have seen it, and we are ready, battle ready, and we are going to take power back in 2024 to prevent this country from retrogressing as the NDPP has done. The country is retrogressing under Nana Addo government, and we'll make sure that the country will not retrogress under Nana Addo's government. This is what I want to say, and thank you very much for granting us the opportunity. Thank you very much for giving us the chance to come into your show to make our submission. We appreciate it very much. My greetings to our deputy, if he's on the line. I appreciate him very much and thank him for gracing the occasion last week at Ohio. I salute him, and he should extend my greetings to the director as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you're talking about Mamia Badazi in terms of the director there of NDC USA, who organized the mini conference for NDC USA last Saturday. All right, listeners and viewers, that is our show. We were trying hard to bring the Deputy Director of International Relations of NDC on, but we've had some technical challenges. He came on, but we couldn't get his sounds to work, and he's dropped off since. But we'll work to see if maybe he's going to be available for long so we can bring him on next week. This has been the Ghana Agenda. Today we've had great discussions. We talked about Owusu Bempah and his arrest, whether that is a signal to everyone that, you know, the new IGP actually means business. And we hope and pray that this is not just a one-off. And it's also our wish that his case goes through the legal process or the court process without any interference, because we are very much aware that he has friends in high places. We also discussed do or die comments made by former President Mahama, and the vibe I'm getting is that, you know, somebody at a position as high as he is should be careful in his choice of words, that some lunatics may be listening to him and may act on those words without thinking. But the NDC supporters, of course, and Paul and Lifetime Legacy would want me to believe that this time around, it's not going to be easy at the polling stations, that they will be vigilant, they will pay attention, that they will collect all the votes that belongs to them and make sure they are not cheated, and make sure they also don't cheat the opponent party, which is what we all want to see. We want a fair election where the will of the people actually runs the day. And then we talk about Agenda 111. Agenda 111 is a vision that would add 111 new hospitals to our stock of hospitals, would make Ghana the destination for medical tourism, and we are all hopeful that these plans and visions become a reality. On that note, I would like to say thanks you all for watching, those who shared our link and those who joined us for the first time. This program is on every Saturday between 2 p.m. and if you're in Ghana, that is 6 p.m. GMT. We are grateful for your time. We'll be back next week. Please, if you haven't seen the whole thing from the beginning, go and replay. My name is Alfred Owusu. Thanks for watching again, and we will see you next week. On that note, I will leave you with which one?
Are you 65 years or older? Good news. Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. It's true. For most people, your health insurance program increases as you grow older. That's why the state of Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. If you are 65 years and older, there's one thing we can all agree on. Your health and well-being is important. Whether you are a recent green card holder or retiree, asylee or without paper, you're now eligible for the Illinois Medicaid Health Insurance Program. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976.